Go on, Samuel.
Right, so good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sam, and Jack has trusted me to be his best man. I believe you are the luckiest people in the world right now. That's because the pleasure of getting to know me lies ahead of you. Now, before I start, the hotel manager has asked me that for reasons of health and safety, you do not get up on top of the tables and chairs during my standing ovation. They say that the best man's speech is the groom's worst 5 minutes of the day. The bride's worst 5 minutes of the day, however, come later on tonight.
What was that?
I think you all agree it's been a wonderful wedding so far. The church was beautiful, and I'd like to thank the Reverend and the makers for making all this possible. Everyone's played their part in making this a perfect day for Jack and Thanai, and finally, here's my chance to lower the tone. I remember first meeting Coates when our eyes first met across a busy kitchen at one of the world's most highly thought of and well-respected establishments, McDonald's. We worked our socks off slaving away in a blazing hot kitchen and always made the most of the time we had together. Most of the time struggling through a hangover, shooting each other in the back with a fillet of fish tartar sauce gun, and constantly putting pickles on Coates' shoulder and not telling him as he worked on the front counter serving customers. McDonald's was more of a social club for everyone who worked there. Me and Coates got on instantly and experienced some amazing nights out in the good old days when you could smoke in pubs and would only spend a tenner getting drunk. He's also been a great festival buddy too. We've also enjoyed some brilliant live music together at various venues across England. Because of this, we've seen each other in some real states. I remember Coates eating about 30 cocktail sausages from a condensated plastic container, which has slowly been cooking on a tent over the weekend. And then a few hours later, him kneeling in mud and possibly bodily fluids, throwing his guts up against the metal fencing. On the subject of food, I've never known a guy so bad at lighting a barbecue. Anyone who's been around there must echo that. He's always been there on every occasion and is definitely the most dependable person in my friendship group.
Hear, hear.
He always makes an effort for any group activity and constantly keeps in contact with all his mates. There have been times when Coates has come out with some appalling excuses to leave a night out early and head home at 10 o'clock. One that sticks in my mind was the night out in Spalding when Coates said he had to go home and iron a shirt. On the subject of ironing, Coates is always very presentable and takes pride in his appearance, wearing all different kinds of branded clothing, most of which I've never heard of. He did, however, ruin his usual presentable self on a night out in Peterborough. It had been raining most of the night, so on the way to Liquid nightclub, we decided to run to make it through the rain quicker. Whilst giving it legs, we heard a noise behind us, turning around to see Coates laying on the pavement, spread out like a starfish, after performing one of the best Jurgen Klinsmann slides I've ever seen. We'd all been running in a line, and everyone in front had hurdled over a chain-link knee-high fence. Coates, however, hadn't seen it, caught his leg, face planting onto the pavement, and sliding along the floor in his previously clean attire. Now, not a lot of people know this about Jack, not even his close family. But he suffers from narcolepsy. It is guaranteed on every night out he's ever been on, he's always fallen asleep. Although he is lucky to have found such a wonderful, kind-hearted, generous young woman, who's not only a fantastic cook, but also shares his terrible taste in music, he's also had some bad luck too. After a few drinks in Spalding, we returned to Coates' car, which also deserves a mention, as I'm sure there aren't many 28-year-olds with the same original first car. With the amount of stick his friends have given him over the years, I'm surprised the silver Suzuki Swift, he still has it. So we returned to the 1 litre beast, which was parked outside Marks and Spencer's with about 30 other cars, only to find that someone had booted both his wing mirrors off.
Probably you.
Coates was absolutely devastated, and I gave him a hand gluing them back on. However, we didn't use the right glue, and it ran down both door wings, which can still be visible today. He also had some bad luck with the car again, returning to the Suzuki after spending a night out in London after watching England versus Switzerland play at Wembley. Returning to his car in Cop Foster's car park to find it had a flat tyre, and then to open his boot to discover his spare tyre equally as flat. We did thankfully find a tyre garage repairer open at 3 o'clock on a Sunday. Now, as one of my best man duties, it was to organise one of the stag do's. We had a brilliant weekend away in Brighton, enjoying the sun, nightlife and bubble football. I feel Uncle Rick also deserves a special mention for staying out with us until 4 in the morning, dancing with us in Oceana nightclub and enjoying his usual favourite tipple, the Jaeger bomb.
Hey.
Jack also wanted a second local stag do so his brother could celebrate too. So we headed to Peterborough last weekend, where Coates enjoyed a fantastic lap dance in Yates from my brother Harry. Coates also suffered again from his narcolepsy condition in Chicago. Now I need to tell you how much I admire this man. Coates has been one of the most reliable, hard-working and dependable gentlemen I've ever had the pleasure to call a friend. He has helped me through everything life has to throw at a person. He's been there for me through thick and thin, and for that I'm eternally grateful. People here today who might not have seen you both together as much as I have may have noticed a buzz between you both, a beautiful chemistry. What they don't know is that you both look this happy every single day.
Oh.
So ladies, gentlemen, friends and freeloaders, I'm sure that I speak for Coates and Thanai in thanking you all for coming today and helping them to eat their way through £10,000 worth of their hard-earned money, condemning their early years of marriage to hardship, destitution and debt. I'd also like to thank the ushers for their hard work today, and also for putting in so much effort and assistance in helping to organise nothing. They've all scrubbed up well though, and it's nice to see that Troop had a wash before the big day.
Special mentions.
I'd also like to thank Walker for waking up Coates this morning, not with his alarm, but with his morning glory. It's also nice to see Sav looking so smart and breaking his usual unique fashion trend of wearing corduroy trousers and a check shirt. And I know there aren't any strippers planned tonight, Harry, but feel free to show us some lap dancing moves later if the music suits your mood. I'm also aware that the disco tonight will give Coates a chance to display his world-class dance moves. They do put Michael Flatley to shame, and hopefully we'll have a few sing-alongs too. So finally, I'd like to thank the bridesmaids. They've all looked great and helped Thanai with everything she's needed and given her a lot of support. So let's give a round of applause and raise a glass to the bride and groom for looking so amazing and having such a fantastic wedding. Amen.
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 Well done, mate.